To help stop the genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbie. I'm the founder and president and CEO of GERCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. On this platform, we discuss authentic urban news across the diaspora. We are the Black media component of Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos. If you're joining us for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page. We encourage our listeners worldwide to engage with us by leaving a public comment about the topic in the comments section. All I have is my revised book, my virtual store, my online groups, and this talk show. My film project is my last attempt to try to build something positive for my racial group, Black Americans, before I cut and run to Africa. I'm called by my Lord and Savior, Jesus/Joshua, to build the best African American business within the United States of America. But for but for 33 years, Black Americans have been acting funny style with me. I have little to no support from what I'm trying to build. The majority of Black Americans have been Americanized, entitled, and develop a sense of narcissist attitude. The majority of Black Chicagoans that I speak with on the streets tell me that they're not interested. This is why I created this platform, broadcast my vision and plan in order to connect with other like-minded Black Americans beyond Chicago and like-minded African immigrants within the United States of America. If only my listeners would step up and work with me in turning my vision and plan into a reality, that would be wonderful. As well as help get behind our film project so that way we can get our story on the big screen. That will help put me in a better position financially. Once we get this film project fully funded and made and the proceeds starts pouring in, then I can walk into my God-given assignment. I will be able to purchase property in Chicago, Illinois, buy office equipment, hire qualified Black middle class professionals and qualified African immigrants to help me build the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and informational purpose only. It is based on public available reports and verified media sources. We fully comply with YouTube's community guidelines. We do not promote violence, hate, or misinformation in any form. This audio podcast is available in two forms, audio and also as a written text in order for us to reach our audience. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, again, is our Black media component. I would like to encourage my listeners to subscribe to my Medium page where you can follow along during this podcast. I provide my Medium transcript in the comment section below this audio podcast. I also provide the link to my backup Facebook page in the comment section below. I created this platform to give people on my Facebook page and people in my social groups who are Black artists, African artists, such as authors, comedians, fashion designers, filmmakers, models, musicians, poets, gospel singers, spiritual leaders, as well as Black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs. Please make arrangements with me to come on this platform so that you can promote your books, your business, music, or if you have a small ministry, then share a 30-minute summary with my listeners from the global community. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcast, YouTube channel, and website for their business or ministries. I also assist them with finding college grants, scholarships, and legal services, all for free. Once I'm able to get my Christian business, Buckzz of Chicago, up and running, then I will invite local guest speakers and my international guest speakers who came on my show when I was small time to attend our live events. However, since I'm gonna say Trump won the election and he's deporting a lot of illegal immigrants, and he's also putting I'm gonna say he's banning some I think like 10 different African nations. So that's gonna be it's gonna I'm not gonna be able to invite you all over here, unfortunately. However, we still have a chance to get this thing. You can play a part in this by encouraging your family from your country that's here in the United States legally. Just encourage them to purchase my revised book and encourage them to work with me. That, that's what's going to help speed up the process. And once I get the business popping here in the city of Chicago, I'm going to expand the business to South Africa. And those of you that came on my show, you could have an opportunity to meet me in person in South Africa, as well as audition for a role in our second sequel of the film, which is called African Liberator: Battle Against the Colonized Mindset. So, um, well, um, I created this platform in order to mobilize like-minded Black Americans and like-minded African immigrants within the United States of America and throughout the diaspora. The CAM is about raising the bar in Black America. There will be protocol put in place to separate ourselves from con artists, Black boule, degenerates, Democrat shields, hardened criminals, pedophiles, off-code Negroes, and urban terrorists. All of the principles in my revised book is the code for CAM members. Those who are not part of us, we will pray for them, show them tough love, and keep it moving. Again, I do not operate like the next Black man. I have my own style and way of doing things. The sooner we get this film project fully funded and made, the sooner we can start building Buckzz Chicago. Business is not about me. It's about CAM members and their families. It's about improving our communities and meeting the needs of the African American community as well as the African immigrant community. It's my hope that we will build this this business together. A movement that will not put politics over our interests, a movement that refuses to let the same insiders who have done nothing for us for decades keep holding power without accountability. We're nonpartisans, we're independent, and we're not affiliated with anyone. We're M1, meaning we're melanated first. Our focus is on solving Black issues at the community level. I would never forget where I came from and who I'm fighting for. Let's make real change happen together. The grassroots community activist movement welcomes Black entrepreneurs, Black artists, African artists. Our aim is to move CAM from behind a computer into the big screen. So that way, the whole Black world will know our story and what we're trying to do for our people that's trapped in American ghettos. Buckzz of Chicago will be family friendly atmosphere rooted in solidarity and making a positive impact within the African American community as well as the African immigrant community. I want to do more than just news and social commentary, but at this point in time, this is where I'm at. Um, my question: how long will it take for the Black grassroots and the global African family to get behind this film project and to help us get fully funded and made? Because the burden is not on me alone. It's a shared, and I'm unable to do my job. I have been paying out of pocket for my business title since 2010. I pay the city, state, and the IRS. This is why I have to do a docudrama in order to reach the Black masses as well as the Black world. Again, the white man is not stopping Black Americans from buying my revised book. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from patronizing my virtual store. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from donating to my film project. That's a personal choice. That's Willie Lynch in real time, ladies and gentlemen. My film project, again, is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group, Black Americans. This is why I'm reaching out to African immigrants within the United States of America from 10 African nations: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. Reaching out to you all because that's going to help speed up the process. I don't want to be sitting behind the computer for another 33 years. I'm not on here trying to play games. I'm online to connect with like-minded Black Americans beyond Chicago, like-minded African immigrants beyond Chicago. All I ask you to do for me is just read my story. You agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, then make yourself known to me. Don't wait until I am dead. I'm trying to do something while I'm still alive. Very frustrating when putting my reputation and everything on the line. Yeah, last month, I only 4 people showed up to the interactive conference. It is what it is. Because a lot of people online just playing games. I'm real about mine. I've been standing on business for 33 years. But again, it takes a team to make a dream work. And after all, I don't have any kids. This is going to hurt our children. We don't get this thing taken care of. I understand that you all are here to live your American dream, but I need your help to help build this business. And like I say, I have little to no support. It is what it is. The reason why you are unable to re- the reason why you are able to reach your American dream is because of our ancestors who fought and died during the civil rights era to help get African immigrants and Caribbean immigrants, as well as other immigrants that come to this country. Truth be told, the white supremacist financial elites only wanted European immigrants here, no one else. I also encourage the global African family who reside in Canada, Europe, the Caribbeans, Latin America, and on the African continent. All I want you to do for me, purchase my revised book and read my story for yourself. Quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, second edition. It's available on Amazon in 2 forms, as an ebook for $9.99, as well as a softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, then you will automatically become a GRCAM member. GRCAM members are the ones I would hire to help build GRCI of Chicago and manage the business while I expand the business to South Africa. I provide my Amazon author page in the comment section below this audio podcast. I would like to make arrangements with those of you that's in agreement to come on this platform so we can talk about it, encourage others to get behind our cause and support our film project. Quote, Hood Liberator, made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign either on our GoFundMe page or on our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund our marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. Our aim is to raise $250,000. We're using Go we're using crowdfunding so that everybody will know exactly where the money will be going. We have our GoFundMe page and our PayPal Giving Fund page located in the comment section below this audio podcast. If you are a U.S. citizen, then I recommend that you use our PayPal Giving Fund page as a tax write off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith based and community advocacy organization. Upcoming events Monday, July 7th, we have guest speaker Prophet Miracle Amadi from Nigeria. Thursday, July 10th, we have Prophetess Lioness from Nigeria. Friday, July 11th, we have guest speaker Pastor Gilbert from Kenya. Saturday, July 12th, we have Bishop Alexander from Kenya. Tuesday, July 15th, we have Apostle Esther from Kenya. Thursday, July 17th, we have Exceptional Favor from Nigeria. Saturday, July 19th, we have Evangelist Goldie Confidence from Nigeria. And Friday, July 25th, we have Pastor Dr. Everjoy from South Africa. Please mark your calendar for our next monthly virtual interactive conference, Saturday, July 26, 2025. Join us in this virtual interactive conference. Everyone on my Facebook backup page, everyone in my social groups, and all other social media sites that I am on, such as Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and X, are welcome. On this platform, we're genuine, sincere, transparent, and authentic. I'm looking for 5 or more people to be on my panel so that we can discuss the topic. If you're serious about being on the panel, then please send me your email address to my Facebook backup page inbox. Then I will email you the link to get on the show. Once I finish my presentation, then I will open up the show for my panel. And once my panelists are finished with their commentary, then we're going to open up the show for Q&A. This is called Side B. Prefer to see you on camera first, so that way we can weed out trolls. This event will help expand your network, enhance your profile visibility, and make more meaningful connections with the global community. The theme, the reason why Africa remains undeveloped is because of neo-colonialism, where Zoom/Facebook Live time, 2 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 8 p.m. West African Time, 9 p.m. South African Time, 10 p.m. East African Time, and 8 p.m. UK Time. Title of this presentation: Chicago mass shooting leaves 4 people dead and 14 people injured at Mello Buckzz party, and putting Trump's big beautiful bill in layman terms. Our first topic: Chicago mass shooting leaves 4 people dead and 18 people, I must say 7. See this again, hold on please. I'm gonna say yes, 14 people injured. We have so many issues and problems in the African American community. We are attacked on all sides. We are attacked by the white supremacist financial elites. We are being attacked by immigrants who have anti Black sentiments from their homeland when they arrive in this country. All of the problems that Black Americans have to deal with in this country, from some systemic racism, mass incarceration, and job discrimination, just to name a few. You would think that Black Americans would want to stick together and clean up our neighborhoods, right? Now, again, before I go into the articles and stuff that I came up with finding, just want to say that on the behalf of the grassroots community activist movement, our hearts and prayers goes out to to the victim's family. It's unfortunate, it's senseless, but it is what it is, and this does get tiresome. But somebody has to talk about this. It saddens my heart, young people being slaughtered like this, and then especially those innocent people. They didn't have nothing to do with what went down. Majority of those people. On Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025, rapper Mello brother, her boyfriend, and two of her friends were killed during her album release party. A horrific mass shooting took place outside a nightclub in River North, downtown Chicago. Four people died and 14 others were wounded. The tragedy unfolded during an album release party for Chicago rapper Mello Buckzz, with reports suggesting ties to ongoing beef among gang members. Multiple shooters opened fire into a crowd. Witness account described chaos, rapid gunfire, and a massive emergency response with victims rushed to local hospitals. This incident raised important questions about criminal conduct and the danger of gang affiliation. What irritates me the most is the lack of I'm gonna say national media coverage because it wasn't on world news. I heard about this on X. I noticed that none of these clips made world news. If the shooter was white, then this would have been a big deal to CNN and MSNBC. But there's to be some people who look like me that are mad that I am bringing race into this. But we're not mad that this is not on national news because this shooting doesn't fit the narrative. It's not worth covering because the shooter wasn't white. It doesn't matter. The 18 people in Chicago were shot and four died because it doesn't fit that narrative. This happens every weekend in Chicago and every large urban city across the United States of America. There's a lot of shooting and altercation going on. I'm going to, I'm not going to sit up on my platform and be fake. These urban terrorists shoot indiscriminately in crowds, bullets flying everywhere. One thing you got to understand about getting involved with the wrong crowd, mingling with people from the streets, is that you are risking your life. They have enemies that want to harm them and anyone around them. According to reports, a female rapper known as Mello a Chicago rapper, she had an album release party. From my research and what I've been looking at, she has close ties to one of the most notorious street gangs on the east side of Chicago, known as Drench Gang No Limit. They're talking about drenching you up with lead bullets. That's serious. She has close ties to them. So in other words, she, sing drill music. Drill music is a subgenre of hip hop that originated here in Chicago in the early 2010s. It's characterized by dark sounds often featuring heavy bass lines, trap influenced beats, and lyrics that detail gang violence, drug activity, and life on the streets. According to reports, they are saying she was dissing rival gang members. And again, I have to reiterate this. You don't determine when your enemies will attack. You, you are sitting up here having a album release party. Everybody in Chicago knows your location, and people are posting it on social media. Again, 18 people were shot, and out of 18 people, four ended up dead. Rest in power to those who lost their lives over senseless violence. It's very unfortunate. Every Wherever there's gang members, their enemies are somewhere lurking, watching and waiting. Just hanging with gang members will will get you killed. You are setting yourself up to be sent to penitentiary. These urban terrorists don't do anything good for the community whatsoever. I don't have no respect for gangs because they're not protecting the community. They're terrorizing the community. And I don't like that. What created this problem, as I mentioned in my revised book, after the civil rights era, the white supremacist financial elites took an L. They decided to divide Black Americans based on social class, and they allowed our Black middle class professionals and upper class Blacks to relocate out to the white suburbs. The masses of working class Blacks and so called underclass Blacks had to fend for themselves. This made the Black ghetto very vulnerable. They decided to flood the Black ghettos with drugs, guns, and liquor stores, which I call perfect genocide in terms of physical genocide and political genocide of a people. They use code words like the war on poverty and the war on drugs, which means war on the Black family. Through their policies, they created fatherless households. The lack of fathers in the Black community started after the Civil Rights Movement, and the U.S. government intervention programs like welfare destroyed our families. All of the manufacturing jobs in the urban area started being outsourced to Mexico and China for cheap labor. This gave rise to the Pookie and Ray Rays in the African American community. All these young Black males don't have any positive Black men around. That's what create these social problems in our communities. And it was a setup because um, the white supremacist financial elites, they outsourced all the good paying jobs that Black people depended on. That's why Black Americans relocated from the South up to the North to get those jobs. And so, it is what it is. All these all these young Black males don't have any positive Black men around, and that's what's caused these social problems in our neighborhoods. The whole world see the mess that these urban terrorists are doing in the neighborhood. This is why a lot of African immigrants don't want to fool with Black Americans, and I don't blame them. I mean, it is what it is, and this is why it's so difficult for me. This is why I'm still on first base, because if I can't get African immigrants on board with this, I can't do my job because a majority of Black Americans don't care. And it is what it is. I want to bring my business to the African continent for real, but I have to get it popping here in America first for credibility. That's why I'm trying to do this film, to generate capital so I can hire people. The proceeds from the film would put me in a better position so I can do all this stuff I'm talking about. And it's unfortunate that the dope man has more support from the Black community than me. And now he's lacing his street drugs with fentanyl. But hey, this is the reality and this is how things are. How long will it take before the Black grassroots and the global African family will help fund my film project? White supremacist financial elite sure in the heck is not going to support this because it goes against their agenda. They want to see Black people, kill each other, basically. The purpose of my film is to reach the Black masses and send a strong message to the Black world that we are failing our children globally. It's not just here in America, it's also in Africa. Off code African people. My business is about putting Black Americans and putting African immigrants, putting having a strong code that we can agree on and separate ourselves from off code Negroes big time. That and Black and or melanated people that don't have our good intentions. If we lose Africa, we lose everything. I am unable to reach Black Americans due to this slave mentality within Black culture. And that's what this is all about. In my revised book, I warned Black Americans about the importance of us separating ourselves from the enemy within, and that is off code Negroes, Black politicians who are in the pockets of the white supremacist financial elites. I warned Black Americans that illegal immigrants will get support from the Latino community because they are on code with their group members. And they're going to fight like hell that all of those millions of illegal immigrants become U.S. citizens. But, you know, Trump is in office. He's going to do the best he can to deport, under this mass deportation as many as possible. But he's not going to be able to get all of them. But this is the time now. God is still giving Black Americans an opportunity, a chance. God is giving African immigrants here in America a chance. Work with me. Work with me. I warn Black Americans if we don't deal with this slave mentality within Black society, then that would be the downfall of Black America. I am called by Jesus/Yahshua to create the best African American business within the United States. And I know a lot of people don't like that because my own family, they tell me, man, you should just leave that your dream alone and get a quote unquote real job. To me, that's slave talk. And those you can't pass my business down to my family members because a majority of them is full of Willie Lynch and they will sell the business in a heartbeat. I only can pass the business down to GERCAM members. But GERCAM members gotta, step up and, read my story. Help. That's why I wrote the book. I wrote the book so I'm selling my idea. Read it for yourself. And I only want to, I'm not fooling with nobody except GERCAM members. I'm not responsible. And that's all, it don't have to be a million people, but shucks, you know, I can find, a good 500 that's dedicated, that's real, that's authentic, that's sick and tired of seeing our kids being slaughtered like animals. Stand up. I'm not about all that marching and protesting. People been doing that for 60 years, begging the descendant of slave owners for freedom, justice, and equality. It goes against their the white supremacy, their agenda. They ain't trying to hear that. So that's why Black Americans are taken as a joke. Is what it is. I lack two things: the manpower and the capital. Again, this is why I wrote my story trying to generate capital. This is why I created my virtual store in order to generate capital. But my book is barely selling. It's been on Amazon for 13 years. My store, my virtual store items on there is barely selling. So yeah, this is a straight up turnoff. I'm like, my goodness, Lord. Because really, I didn't even want to do this. I've been praying to the Lord to bless me with a photographic memory. I wanted to be a physician assistant. But he told me this is what he wants me to do. I've been faithful. I've been doing my best. This is why I created my platform. Ain't no man or woman on earth gonna change that. You know what I'm saying? It's real to me. Um, my encounter that I had with my creator. But again, this is a Nehemiah assignment. I can't do this by myself. And I need qualified people that's on the up and up, that cares about our racial group, for them to make themselves known to me and for us to get this thing popping. Get back first, read my story so that way that's my way of putting everything out on the table. I got nothing to hide. And anyway, what I've written is only half of my knowledge. I'm not saying everything, but I'm just putting it out there. Um, so let's see. We need young brothers to stay in our community and to help build it up. But how can we do that if they're living in an urban war zone? Nobody in their right mind wants to stay around that. Truth be told, I don't want my members living in an urban war zone, but we will do our best to get the business up and running for the sake of our Black children. We will offer a second chance program for ex-offenders of nonviolent crime, former gang members who are serious about turning around their life and want to focus on being part of the solution. And we will help homeless individuals within the community to get back on their feet. But again, everybody that comes through our doors, we will check them. That means we're going to vet them and screen them, letting them know up front we don't want active gang members in our business. Can't be up in our business. We separate from you. No, again, no con artists. If I catch any con artists in the business, again, we're going to have protocol in place to put that person on blast. If they stole from the business, we can't get at them like we want to because we in the white man's country. But we can take their behind to federal court and sue them. And if they don't have any money, then we'll push for the maximum for jail time. I ain't on here playing games. I'm trying to make this happen. But again, it don't matter how bad I want to get the business up and running. If I don't have support from the Black community, the people I'm trying to help, if they ain't going to support it, then, like I say, I'm reaching out to African immigrants. My last opportunity. Because I'm not on here just running off at the mouth. I back up everything I say to the fullest if given the opportunity to do so. It's just how it is. And that's just how I get down. The purpose of Gurkai of Chicago is to help improve the African American community and the African immigrant community by making sure that both communities are safe and that together we can build up both communities and do international trade with our brothers and sisters in Africa and eventually in the Caribbean and Brazil. I am a firm believer of this. I'm just trying to build something constructive to create jobs for Black Americans and African immigrants that's here in America, where we can be free, where Black people and African people are not oppressed. Under our alliance program, we will try to help build trust between the Black community and the police. We need the blue community to speak out against rogue cops so that law enforcement can build trust within the African American community. I'm just saying. We also need a anti-Black hate crime bill from our politicians if they want our vote. And most of all, we need our reparations in the forms of cash payment for descendants of American slaves. We also need an anti-gang bill. I don't care what color the persons are. We need to sit down with the chief of police through our a liaison program. I let them do that part. They'll speak with the chief of police, the district attorney, and the governor of Illinois. We will have to get tongue twisted. We will get the names because they already know them anyway. But anyhow, we want to get the names of every street gang member in Chicago. We welcome the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the FBI, to see how we can do this legally to rid our community from these urban terrorists once and for all. If we can get them put on the domestic terrorist list, then we want them to be stripped of their U.S. citizenship and be deported to the coldest place on earth, and that's Antarctica. If you can't live like normal human beings, then we want them to be rid them out of the community and have them deported to Antarctica. I would say maybe get some type of organization over there to build a large shelter for them, give them a fishing net and a spear, and let them hunt for their own food. But let them stay there. And this can be a model for other cities across the United States because, again, my goal for creating Grakai of Chicago is to make Chicago a model. Yes, I know that Chicago is known as a gangster city. It's supposed to be, people want to, I don't know why they get into glorifying that stuff. But being a hardened criminal is not something to be aspired to. It's nothing like that. That's not cool at all. It's an actual turnoff. So that's where I stand. But again, hey, Black America don't want me to come out. And like I say, I'm just doing the best that I can to get this thing up and running. And just talk to these people, not to just sit up here marching and protesting and say, hey, look, let's make this happen. We don't need gang members running around here shooting up people who don't have anything to do with what they got going on. All of you young brothers and sisters who are um, entertaining the thought of joining gang, you will experience this type of trauma. There's no benefit in being in a gang, none whatsoever. The only thing that a gang has to offer is pain and misery, death or life behind bars. That's it. I would like to think that you younger brothers and younger sisters are more intelligent than that. Don't be scared to make a righteous decision. If I have said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Our second topic, putting Trump's big, beautiful bill in layman terms. Trump's big, beautiful bill passed in the House, and I think in the Senate, a lot of People are talking about this. The Democrats are saying, "We told you so." One thing they're talking about is Medicaid cuts and work requirements in order to receive welfare benefits. The bill basically is aimed to reduce funding from $8 billion over the next 10 years. It's going to reduce SNAP benefits, food stamps. The Democrats are saying this is going to cause food insecurity for working class families. I'm going, it's going to defund Planned Parenthood. There's going to be restrictions on gender affirmation care. That means medication for transgender people. They're pointing the finger at Black Americans saying we should have voted for Kamala Harris. Listen, family, this big, beautiful bill is nothing more but a scare tactic. It's not going to work. We've always been targeted by the Democrats. They've constantly undermined us for the past 60 years. We survived Jim Crow, COINTELPRO, the crack epidemic, redlining, mass incarceration under both liberals and conservative. Both political parties practice benign neglect policies that harm Black Americans, whether it's private prisons or child protective services. They both support industries that profit off the suffering of Black Americans. The Democrats, they are used trying to use fear of Republicans like an emotional tool to keep us on that Democrat plantation. Here's the thing, nobody's going to get this. For example, most of the Medicaid helped a lot of these illegal immigrants that came over here. When you're talking about SNAP and food stamps, our tax dollars were going to non-citizens. They were already being affecting us, telling us how do y'all feel about Trump big beautiful bill. None of these multicultural coalitions is set up to help us. We're being excluded across the board. A lot of these policies, they're race based on purpose and they're specifically tailored to benefit immigrants, LGBT, and refugees. Our lineage is under attack. The white supremacist financial elite's a hidden agenda is to push to erase our lineage in America. Black Americans need to understand the broader ramifications of all of this. Notice how they keep trying to lump all these other groups under the same category as us. For example, people of color, minorities, the disenfranchised, etc., because they want to continue exploiting us. They don't have global backup. Sorry, we don't have global backup. This is why it is so important that Black Americans and African immigrants who are like minded to embrace my vision and plan while we still have a chance to turn my ideas into a reality, to make it manifest, materialize. You understand? Nobody in Africa is helping us. Nobody in the Caribbean is helping us. Nobody in Latin America is helping us. Graham will do much more than Pan Africanism. If you ain't got my back, I ain't gonna fool with you. That's how I get down. In Graham, we're all about promoting Black economic empowerment. We're going to start practicing group economics. Then we will gain legal, political, and economic empowerment in America. Then we could replicate that when we go to Africa, the Caribbeans, and in Brazil. This is what nation building is all about. a large number of like-minded Black Americans and a large number of like-minded African immigrants that's on code. Nation building comes from a large number of people being on code. You want to know why Africa remains fractured? Because a bunch of African people, many have these tribal beefs, and so that's what caused them to, um, be stagnant and all that stuff. But when a small group of Arabs, Asians, and East Indians come over there, they are on code with each other. They're going to work together to undermine Black Africans and take over Africa's gold and oil. Black Americans are the most successful group of Black people in the world. This is why we must build Great Chicago first to help our people that's unable to leave America due to finances. And so that's the legacy I want to leave before I cut and run. Thank you all for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Please put me on blast by telling all of your friends and family to listen to our content on our YouTube page. I'm going to send a challenge out to everybody that's listening to this audio podcast. I need you all to support our film project so that we can move beyond cyberspace and get our story on the big screen and let the Black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for our people that's trapped in American ghettos, starting in Chicago. Quote, Hood Liberator made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign either on our GoFundMe page or on our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund our marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. I would like to thank everyone who have contributed or will contribute to support our film project on our GoFundMe page, or if you are a U.S. citizen, then you can use our PayPal Giving Fund page as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith-based community advocacy organization. You can also purchase items of our virtual store or purchase my revised book. The ebook is $9.99. The softcover book is $15 plus shipping and handling. We appreciate your support. You can find all of the links below this audio podcast in the comments section. Thank you all for listening to our YouTube live or the playback. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I want to thank all of you for listening to our audio podcast on Spotify. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space where we discuss Black issues. We do this every week. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. We will see you on the next episode. Peace and blessings. And again, thank you all for listening. And again, this business is for you young people because, again, after all, this business is for the Black millennials and Generation Z. So I'm trying to build it, but I can't do everything. I'm just one Black man with a vision and a plan. It takes a team to make a dream work. And again, we're about raising that bar. That's what we're all about. So with that being said, peace and blessings.